Hello everyone. If you haven't done so, please subscribe and hit the like button. I wanted to do a video today that solely focuses on Peyton. Peyton, not really certain if it's Letecia's long lost friend, or maybe not long lost friend, but a friend, or if it was Letecia herself. But I've got a lot of screenshots from the Letecia Stauch support group where Peyton was commenting, and it does show she was an admin in that group, which it does not look like it's active any longer. If it is active, then I think it's probably a secret group now, because, or I could be blocked. I was unable to locate it. And there's no doubt in my mind that either this person was right there by Letecia's side when all of these messages were posted, or it was Letecia herself. So again, no doubt in my mind that it's one or the other, simply because there's what I would call some proof. There's some bank statements that I'll show that were posted, and it's showing it's Letecia and Al's bank account. And there was a member in that group that did say, she confirmed that she sent Landon $100, and it went to Al and Letecia's, I guess, that account, something along those lines. And Landon did clear all of that up, saying she had to have the money transferred to his account, but he was giving it to her. But she did go into detail, and I've got those screenshots as well. I'm not certain if I've included them or if I'm going to include them in the screenshots that I'm going to be showing in this video. But I'm pretty confident that, like I said, it was either Letecia making these posts in the Letecia Stauch support group, or it was someone really close to Letecia that definitely was right there by her side. But in this specific one on the screen, it does say up here, Peyton is SM, rumor has it. And honestly, who is SM? I don't know. I don't know who SM, or maybe stepmom, which it could be. It could be her stepmom, and she was there with her stepmom. That would make sense. So honestly, who knows? Who knows? But let's go ahead and I'll show you all the screenshots that I was able to capture back then. And Peyton, it's also, and you know, it brings me back to the whole truth and lies, and it's just something about the name Peyton. It looks like it's near a halfway point between where the particle board, where they think Gannon was at one point in Colorado, I think it was Highway 105, and Colorado Springs, Colorado. So there is a city or town called Peyton as well. But this one's from Peyton to the Letecia Stauch support. So Al calls T and asked her about a sock and a piece of wood found beside the road on the search. Sure, big guy, try again. Maybe you put the sock there since you have been in and out of the crime scene. Or maybe you were lying because cops tell people what they find, right? Wait, this is El Paso, and they violate constitutional rights, so I'll give you that. How about tell them you chopped your finger off in the garage and that Gannon got hurt one time while you were teaching him to use the box cutter? He sucks just like he did at softball. Clean blood in the garage was from you and your hobbies. And then hashtag Gannon strong. And here's one where she's communicating with another member in that group. And how do you know all this stuff is what the member is asking. And Peyton says, because I am filtering and recording everything for T and her family. And then, did I say what size sock? Nope. And then a poster, sorry, you were in the middle of this. God bless your soul. I bet you are a wreck. And then another poster, OFFS. Sounds like Al is reaching now. And then Peyton. He then called her and asked, did she hit him in the head with this wood and leave him somewhere else? Like, WTF, she has no motive to do any of this. And to leave one sock and the plywood? Get out of here. And then a poster, or a member, I'm sorry, comments, are they done searching? Sounds like they didn't find much. What time is it in Colorado? Peyton answers 5:13. Peyton, he is under stress, of course, but when you have a sheriff's office who refuses to do anything but dig in the snow and search ponds, you get manipulated, not making excuses for him, but damn, find the real target. And you know, that makes me think back to Letecia, because I do remember her saying something almost verbatim to that. I'm sorry about that. Let me close my door. But pretty much something verbatim to that about searching in ponds and digging in the snow. And then a member says, this whole thing is crazy. Like, they can instantly match us up to the case. Whack. And then another member, stress or not, I'm sorry, but if I was T, there would be no coming back from this as far as marriage goes. I'd leave his ass. He has not defended her publicly at all. From the first interview, he has been a shitty husband in the public eye. I'd pray for Gannon. I guess somehow I cut it off on her sentence, her post, but Peyton says, I agree, and he will regret this. It will be his worst mistake ever. So I highlighted that. Pretty interesting that Peyton makes the comment, I agree, and he will regret this. It will be his worst mistake ever. And then a member tells Peyton, I sent you a PM. Another member, are they going to DNA test every piece of plywood they find on the side of the road? Peyton says, seriously, it's like, even if it was, so what? People have been in and out of the home for weeks. Maybe they did it. Sounds like a witch hunt. Anyone could have grabbed anything out of the home. Another comment by Peyton that I highlighted. And, you know, I kind of agree that they should have never let anyone in that house. They should have had it taped off. No one should have been in that house. But there were many people in that house after Gannon was killed in there. So, and then as far as, you know, there's truth there. Anyone could have grabbed anything out of the home. 100%. They certainly could have. They definitely, and this is Peyton, they definitely had info, lots of it, and told her she was covering for her pimp and so many other illegal searches, like a pimp, WTF. And that's actually the first time I've heard the word pimp used was from Peyton. So I've not heard anything else about a pimp, not the word pimp. So maybe you guys have, let me know if you have, but I've not heard that word used. Peyton says, to mention it's bad enough for everyone to live this nightmare, but then for someone to get ransom texts but no reward is offered. The recent Snapchat of Gannon, still no reward, and keep telling the family they don't know where the body is. Truth is, Gannon is out there, and they are searching in the snow. He is with someone, not in the snow. They dropped the ball on so many levels. And I do vaguely remember something about Letecia saying that, something about, you know, them not offering a ransom no type of reward was being offered, and something about that Snapchat that I guess Gannon had taken and maybe being in their driveway. And then a member asked what recent snap of Gannon. And here's another post from Peyton. And it took LE law enforcement over 4 hours to get the Stauch home, and they searched the house completely, including all cars, closets, bedrooms, etc. An officer who will not be named came back to the home because there were reports of Gannon having returned when the neighborhood was searching. Did he? Either way, law enforcement was privately asked, could he speak to them about Gannon? She was told things like this don't happen in this neighborhood, and that the child would still be considered a runaway, and there were higher priority calls at this time, and that someone would reach out the next day to check in. So less than 24 hours, law enforcement at that time had a complete description of who Gannon was suspected to be with, and there was hope that Gannon would come back by the next day. Law enforcement then, when confronted about their delay, retaliated to execute an illegal search warrant of T's body and her possessions that were not signed by a judge until 1 day and 8 hours later. Pound in their chest? Question mark. Law enforcement has known this whole time that another individual could have possibly been, Ellie has known this whole time that another individual could have possibly been with them at some point in the day, night, whom could have Gannon. That leads me to believe Gannon is alive, not to mention they have a crime scene open to people. Give me a break. Law enforcement, tell the truth. You will not get an innocent person. Go after the truth, even if you hate revealing it in your town. And then Peyton Marie, another post in the T Stauch support group. So let me go ahead and clear this up. T was questioned illegally, but still, for 11 hours and then slept for 5. So you can ask the police, Al, or anyone at the home, you know, the one that was a crime scene with people living in it, where the rental was, or where any car was at this time. Besides, people were looking for this child, so who cares? Other than what they drove looking for him before she was questioned, who knows? Therefore, she would not be responsible for anything during this time. Not to mention they were at come and go looking at videos and with the military support groups for hours as well. It could be a simple calculation error, but either way, can't drive something if you were being questioned. These people need to use those logical thinking skills. And this is talking about the bank account. Peyton Marie showed this to T from Wendy in that group. And I guess it was posted somewhere. And then she said T was not locked out of the bank account. She drained it February 4th. So I'm not certain who would have posted that. I'm assuming someone in the family or close to the family. Can someone please go post this? Please, I beg you, is what Peyton's saying. And then a member posts it where. Peyton says getting a picture. And then members are asking what's hood. Peyton said drained, question mark. Peyton, please post the truth. No one drained anything. Lies, lies, lies. And then a member asked, what's the balance on the 5th? And then Peyton said 0 because the house bills came out. There was not a lot of money in there because Al has bills. Al has bills out the yin-yang. Because basically he owed from his marriage to Landon is what she's saying. It's just saying the same thing on that one. Another member, I was going to say good for her, but I don't think T would take more than she needed, although it's her money, so she can do what she wants. People need to mind their own business. And then speaks of Critical K. I see I can't comment. Guess she got the memo that my YouTube channel is T. No, you got that wrong too, K. So I'm not sure what they're talking about there. And they're talking about the bank information again. And then Peyton saying she's sick of her friend getting beat down for the lies. And then she posted the account information and someone told her the account number is visible. And she's basically saying she doesn't care. There's nothing in it anyway. And here's the bank information. And this is where someone's name was on there. So I knew it was validated that this was definitely Al's account. I guess maybe Al and Letecia's, and that 100 was credited to it for Landon, but she had to use Al's account, but he gave her that money. And that right there, that's highlighted there, that's Letecia saying her and Gannon took a selfie in the truck in the driveway, and there's a timestamp on that. We've never seen that photo. And right here, many in the groups were asking and curious about the last cruise. And Tisha, this is Peyton Marie posting answers to questions that were asked. Peyton says, long post clearing up some speculation. I am a close friend of T's and also know Landon from school and Al through each marriage. So I got some answers for some questions. T and Albert were not separating and there was no problems, nor was she mad about any kind of leaving. This is false. In fact, they had just got off an anniversary cruise on January 20th. So there's the cruise, January 20th date. And then the question, Al leaving for training. Al did leave Saturday night with his mother, Debbie, because T had free flights and booked her mother-in-law a red-eye flight to the East Coast Saturday night. Al rode with her to make sure his mom was safe, sleeping in the airport. Excuse me, my throat's getting dry. Saturday night. Al rode with her to make sure his mom was safe, sleeping in the airport and flying out Sunday morning. This was the Denver airport, not COS, nor was his truck parked there. Harley was at work on Sunday night and Monday. See schedule. And that also, the affidavit does confirm Harley at work as well. Harley was at work. Number 4. T has spoken with Landon a few times about the beginning, and they both are on the same page to do anything to find Gannon. Next question, the video, the family wanted Al home at night and was scared about the fire. They wanted Al to come home. No one was abused, nor did they need to sell a couch. She meant as in get a new one. They lived very comfortably and traveled the world. A sofa was not an issue. They all wanted to show how sacred they were when he was away. A great sacrifice because Al had to work nights, notable career, or to be gone. But still doesn't mean that families don't miss their loved ones. The kids were told by their father all the time to ride laps around the neighborhood and to play outside to earn technology time, so it was not uncommon for them to play outside freely. Next question, why was the carpet cut if someone was coming to fix it the next day? Let me get a sip of my drink. Okay, because the smoke smell was still in the house and made it hard to breathe that night. Number 8, pet code twice. That's a big part of the investigation. And why 3 dog coats? Well, it was actually 5. 3 the first time and 2 the second. Their puppies always had outfits on all the time. 9, lie detector test. Crime Online has inclusive access to those results and will be given the opportunity to disclose them when the time is right. I have seen them for myself, and she did pass the first one. So we already know that the lie detector test was from the fake fakepolygraph.com, I think, was the website, and that says that, it says that much in the affidavit. And then the 10th answer, last, this lie about Gannon not being in the pictures is ridiculous. T always took pictures of Gannon, but most of the time he didn't like it because he was always surrounded by girls and wasn't a fan of the camera. Feel free to check out at Harley Hunt TikTok page to see lots of photos of Gannon. I had the chance. And then it ended it there. Let's see, this is actually Letecia's Instagram page, and she is Dr. Stauch on there. And I guess she was messaging someone, and here are the messages. I wasn't even driving the car. First, budget made an error entering those miles, and I'm pretty certain they did. The mileage was off from what I remember. Second, I was at the police station, so I wasn't even driving. Peyton is not me, it's my best friend, so she is saying on her account that, here again, Peyton is a friend, so we don't know if it's a friend, her stepmom, or Letecia herself. Her name isn't Peyton, of course. I guess she means, but she was beside me for most of it. And she turned in the Snapchat info. It's up to them to trace it. I'm tired of helping and getting beat down, is what she's saying. And then she said, yes, they owed lots of drug dealers. One even contacted me and told me that, but wanted to make sure I knew it wasn't him. So this plays, I'm pretty sure, into her most recent story, or one that she's not really said, but I'm thinking we're going to hear something about drug dealers and the money during the trial. So maybe this plays back to that. Alright, and this, let's see. Okay, yeah, this is Travis. And I actually can confirm, I wrote it on here as well, that Travis and Letecia, I do know that they know one another. I don't know if it's her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend or whatnot, but they definitely knew one another. And he had just wrote this about Letecia. Just pause it to read it. And here's another person who posted that she's known Letecia for years. Went to school together and pretended to be pregnant. And she personally thinks Letecia lost her temper and hurt him. So she's not a fan of Letecia. Okay, and here it talks about the lie detector test, and I do remember this person saying that she was speaking with her and there was no way that there was enough time in between for her to have that lie detector test, which we now know was false anyway, that she never took a lie detector test for law enforcement. And this is just talking about how, I think once Letecia had gotten arrested, that Peyton just disappeared, and then someone said, no, she's still active, and someone else said, no, that's a different account. So, I can't confirm that, but again, I really feel like Peyton is friend, stepmom, or Letecia herself. And that talks about the profile, Peyton, and the IP address and all. And just more on that. And this member saying she watched it disappear that day. Peyton's profile. And then here's some money refuting, saying nope, it's not a duplicate. So again, don't know as far as after Letecia got arrested if Peyton continued to post. I know if she did, it was not much longer that she did post, if any at all.